This video is to make a comparison between the improvement that I would recommend on the Sun Telecom splicer and compare that to the Fujikura, so that to explain how that it would be much more usable and user-friendly and faster and efficient for the Sun Telecom if a few minor changes were made. One very important one is, if you see the Fujikura here, it has an angle down, and you see the Sun Telecom, it's straight here. And also the Fujikura, it's down a little bit lower. This is the handle, it's down a little lower. Now this one is very much at the top. So when splicing, when you go to lay the fiber in, it's very easy because you have an angle here, you have open space to do that. With this one, it's difficult because this is blocking, and so you have to put your hand up higher and try to go like this. And you can't do this so easily. So that's one major thing that would make a big difference with splicing, a lot of splicing very fast. The other one is very important, is the grooves. The grooves in here going across is different. This is wider here and then short here inside here. This is narrower here and wider here inside here. It's better if this is wider on this part and very short right here, because you can lay the fiber in there very easily. And this right here, this setup is what needs to be on the Sun Telecom splicer for efficiency. And I actually used a file, and I filed this down. I filed it, made it lower. I filed these two sides down to make them to where I can lay the fiber in easier. It was easier to lay the fiber in because it was always getting caught. So I filed that down, and then right here, this thing here being the way it is, this part, if this was reversed and this part on the inside was wider and the raised part, and the part on the outside was that thin, then it would be much easier and faster and lay the fiber straighter and less opportunity for the fiber to break, which happens a lot with this splicer. That's one of the problems that I have in the field when working with wind and problems like that. Also, if these were plastic instead of metal, then that would be better, because plastic is a little easier to deal with when dealing with fiber on these grooves in here. If this one was plastic, it doesn't need to be metal. So, because it's metal, I used a file, and I was able to file it down, and you can see where it's shiny right there where I filed it with the file. But other than that, those are the only two main things that would make a big difference to make this Sun Telecom splicer just as easy and fast to use as the Fujikura, because those two issues that I mentioned really make a big difference. And for selling to someone in the US, that would make a very big difference in them being willing to buy it or not, because when it comes to using it in the field, in windy conditions or just normal operation, it's much more efficient and faster and to use the Fujikura, and I mostly use it for that. But when doing indoor splicing, I use the Sun Telecom. But a lot of splicing in the US is done outdoors, so a lot of people would want to be able to use it indoor and outdoor. So to make it more outdoor friendly, it would be good to make a few small changes on this. So that's all. Thank you.